What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Xbox because Microsoft today has just announced another set of massive layoffs. In fact, Phil Spencer himself, the head of Xbox, has said that hundreds of jobs are now redundant. Now, I want to discuss this because it's actually a two-part story. It's the fact that now total, they have closed more studios this year than they've even released games, so Xbox is definitely way deep in the red, but also additionally, they have officially stated that if this year's Call of Duty is not a giant success, it sounds like the death of Xbox forever. But let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, let's begin with Phil Spencer's statement and the internal leaked emails and stuff about how they decided to release this, because even the way they fired these people is so unbelievably scummy. Now, before we even begin to get into this, we're going to look at a lot of tweets today from people that are typically very Xbox fanboy, because I want to give them credit. The Xbox community has been, in my opinion, actually giving some very healthy pushback. Microsoft has made a lot of very big and very public missteps in 2024, from bad closures to honestly delaying games that seem like they should have been released, and just a lot of bad blunders, not even marketing the games. And a lot of Xbox people are actually saying, hey, this sucks, Xbox do better. So credit to them. But let's talk about this. Microsoft is laying off 650 employees from its gaming division. Phil Spencer has an internal memo that he has released, and let's start with that. So, just this year, they have laid off literally 1,900 employees just from Activision Blizzard, also hundreds of employees from other areas, meaning that in total they've released about 2,500 people have been fired from Xbox just this year, including the complete closure of multiple game studios, including Redfall developer Arcane Austin. And they said the whole point of this is we're trying to align our post-acquisition team structure by managing our business. I am beginning to completely despise this corporate speak, because I read a lot of these statements. I make a lot of videos. I talk about a lot of topics, and I think I'm beginning to hate that whenever they're doing something bad, whenever a company has to essentially ruin lives, because that's absolutely what's happening here, they always got to phrase it as like, this is what's best for Xbox. Okay, then where's the good Xbox games? Where's the good Xbox vibes if everybody's getting screwed over and we're not even getting games for it? 2,500 people have been fired from Xbox in just this year. Now, people have pointed out this is just developers, it's marketing people, it's producers. No executives got fired. Nobody in management. It's literally just the people that are making games that seem to keep getting magically cut. Look at this. Phil Spencer, literally just a couple weeks ago, Phil Spencer did a long public talk at PAX West, where he talked about just his history, the legacy of Xbox, some of his biggest missteps, and he specifically said, I'm really bad at my job. I've cost the company millions. He passed on a ton of exclusivity contracts. He had a chance to acquire Bungie pretty early on or make Destiny exclusive. They passed on that. A bunch of stuff. It is annoying that even if you love Phil Spencer, even if you think Phil Spencer is trying his best, which I don't think he is, it's weird that his missteps, his miscalculations, his billion-dollar acquisitions that it seems like he personally pushed for are causing so many people to lose their livelihood. Now, here's the other part of it that I think is probably worth the alarm sirens going off. If you are an Xbox fan or you like what Xbox has been attempting to do, even if it's been relatively unsuccessful, they have now said that they are banking on Black Ops 6 growing the Game Pass subscriber number because Xbox Game Pass has been in the toilet. I've been talking about this and people get extremely pissed when I bring this up, but it is provably true. By Microsoft's own financial reports, Game Pass is literally in the toilet. Nobody's signing up for it. Nobody's keeping it. People will sub for like one particular game or beat it or whatever and then unsub. This is clearly their last ditch effort. They're trying to make it so that you will pay for the highest tier of Game Pass to get Call of Duty and then hopefully stay with the service. And if this doesn't work, I do think it's pretty clear that the death of Xbox is coming very, very soon. I mean, just Xbox as a brand. I think that Xbox game studios will become a thing. I think they're going to take their current stuff, their current developers, and just make them have PlayStation games and stuff like that, instead of actually pushing towards having a box, having a console. There is talks about an Xbox handheld that apparently is pretty much done. That, I'll be honest, according to the leaks, does seem kind of awesome. A handheld Game Pass device about the power of a Steam Deck. That seems primo. Even a lot of the replies to this are like, this is ridiculous that, honestly, this tweet right here, I'm trading in my Xbox for the PS5 Pro, then I'm going to trade in my PS5 in November. No point in Xbox when they're going third party. Now, this is a very common sentiment. This is not some like gigantic breaking piece of news. Xbox has been going downhill for a while now, and it's weird that they keep buying stuff. When they acquired Activision Blizzard, they directly said in court, they were like sued by the FTC. They tried to block the buyouts of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft for $69 billion. And Xbox themselves, including Phil Spencer, went on the stand and under oath said, we're not going to just buy them and start doing mass layoffs. When that's exactly what they did. They bought this. The deal was finished for Activision Blizzard in October of 2023. The firings began in January, and they haven't stopped. They just keep pruning the tree. And people are being like, okay, so you bought this, and all you're doing is mass firing people that are working on the games. Where's the new stuff? What is actually supposed to make this bigger and better? All we keep seeing is Xbox people like this guy here. Destin Legary is host of some of the biggest Xbox podcasts in the world. And even he is like, man, how many times can he tweet this emoji? How many times can there be these terrible sets of bad business moves done by Xbox? Even guys like this, Hasdor, Phil Spencer keeps liking my tweets while I'm cooking him with jokes. Now I feel like a bad person. Honestly, no. I don't think that Phil Spencer's going to last that much longer. Other people have said this as well. I think that his tenure as head of Xbox is coming to the end, but it's not even necessarily because he's made that many mistakes in the eyes of Microsoft. I have this strong inkling that the age of corporate spokes faces is coming to an end. We had Reggie Fils-Aimé be the face of Nintendo of America for a very long time. And we used to have more Ken Kutaragi and stuff like that, Shuhei Yoshida. Like PlayStation used to have people that came out in suits that explained the games, that were the faces of it. Sean Layden and stuff like that. There used to be this air of it's nice to have a person be the company. And Phil Spencer is that. I think this era has ended. There really isn't a face to Nintendo in the same way. Like, there are still like big popular figures, people like Shigeru Miyamoto and stuff with Nintendo, but I think the era of a singular spokesperson to come out and be the face of the games, that's kind of coming to an end. And I do think it's partially because of stuff like this. As we keep seeing rows and rows, waves and waves of these terrible layoffs, it sucks that Phil Spencer is now the face of so much bad news more than even good news, right? Maybe that's just me. But even this, the fact that they released this memo at 3 a.m. Seattle time, people are waking up to realize they've been fired. This sucks. There have been rumors of internal job cuts going around for days, so people probably had some inkling this was coming. There have been talks that this is not even the end of the studio closures. This is like gutting some studios, but they still technically exist. there are rumblings pretty publicly that Microsoft is looking into other departments to completely just neutralize. Developers that have projects that are not even out yet are probably about to get the axe as well. And this sucks. What is the point? Why buy companies just to fire them? Like, it makes no sense. It looks like Xbox is lacking in leadership and vision. They have the aimless goal that defies reason. This nails it. Honestly, Rerez here, Shane Lewis, super nice guy, love his content. This is the perfect vibe. If the point of acquisitions, if the point of growth, if the point of the industry is making good games, these buyouts are clearly not working. Like, the whole idea of Game Pass for the last decade that I've personally been speaking out against is the Netflixification of video games. When you watch Netflix, it's not the same, in my opinion, as a theater experience. You know, you go to a movie theater, you sit there, you turn your phone off, you pay attention to this grand, cool story. You get moved, you cry, you squeeze your girlfriend's hand, you have a good time, right? Whereas with Netflix, you kind of have it as background noise. Like, to me personally, I feel like I do not care as much about how Netflix handles their stuff because a lot of times it's cheap, it's churned out. It's all about to get you to keep subscribing to Netflix. It's not really about entertainment. It's about engagement. And that's the way that Game Pass feels to me. Like, Game Pass games a lot of times just feel like they're not trying to be entertaining. They're trying to be amusing. Like, not across the board, there are games that have gone into Game Pass I've enjoyed, but at this point, I don't care about what Xbox is up to until they finally release something actually worth a damn. Doom: The Dark Ages looks fantastic. I'm skeptically optimistic about how we end up liking Indiana Jones, but at this point, every time that Xbox messes up, it goes onto a huge scoreboard that just continues to grow. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about these firings? How do you feel about Xbox? Please tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. I've been talking a lot about the PlayStation 5 Pro over the course of the last 72 hours, and I've actually been sent a lot of 4K, 8K screenshots and stuff. People keep wanting me to do a comparison video about PS5 Pro graphics with some raw images. I may do that at some point, but I'll be honest, with YouTube compression, I feel like side-by-side comparisons of 5% differences, it's a tough deal, but I may talk about that again at some point. But I see what you're telling me. I see what everyone's sending me. That's a future thing at some point. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.